You're listening to the Veterinary Innovation Podcast.
You're listening to the Veterinary Innovation Podcast. My name is Sean Wilkie, and along with my awesome co-host, we interview the innovators in this space every week. Ivan, please go ahead and introduce today's guest.
Hey, I'm Ivan Zach, and before we jump in, I just want to congratulate all the Ukrainians with the Ukrainian shirt day. You guys don't see, well, you two, you can see me. I'm wearing a Ukrainian shirt. It's called Vyshyvanka. It's a sort of a traditional, I think it's the third Thursday of May, every May. So anyway, shout out to all the Ukrainian folk that are fighting Russians out there. And I am excited to introduce our new friend, Trey Steidle. Trey is a co-founder and CEO at Breed Science. He's an avid chef and big-time dog lover. Previously, he spent 12 years in consumer products and various entrepreneurship roles, including marketing, e-commerce, and supply chain. With a decade of international experience, Trey is a constant promoter of innovation in the veterinary and pet industries. He lives by the creed, be the change you wish to see in the world. Trey, welcome to the show. Thank you for finding the time.
Thank you very much, Shawn and Ivan.
So, Breed Science, what do you do and what is exciting about it?
Well, we are a tool for veterinarians to play a greater role in preventative medicine to essentially take control of the dog bowl. So our technology part of what we do brings veterinarians visibility and control of the dog bowl. And what we actually do is we ship customers veterinarian customized fresh dog food meal plans.
That's so cool, Trey. So I remember back when we first started and kind of an interesting origin story. So would you share that with our audience? How did Breed Science come about?
Yes. So there's kind of two stories. The consumer facing story is I'm a pet parent of two wonderful dogs, and they're as different as any two dogs can be. Smush, the English Bulldog, and Shark, the Standard Poodle, are like the odd couple. And my own journey with these two dogs and thinking about nutrition and the challenges that they have is really kind of how I started thinking about being in this space. And then the other part of the other story is the story of CJ and myself. CJ, my co-founder, were classmates at Wharton together, getting our MBA and thinking about starting a business and what industry we wanted to be in. And we were both really passionate about dogs and dog food and started to do our research in the dog food industry and really uncovered a lot of opportunity in the industry. And that's really where it started. Then a relationship with a veterinarian and with a vet clinic operator got me thinking about the vet space. And at Wharton, I wrote a white paper about solving for vet clinic problems with this business model.
Yeah, so interesting, Trey. And I mean, the thing that most people don't put together is technology and dog food, right? Like we don't think of dog food and innovation. That it's like seems like polar opposite kind of like words to use in the same sentence. So how have you guys at Breed Science leveraged technology to kind of do something that's completely different?
Yeah, so I was recently reminded of a famous Mark Laurie line. Mark Laurie was a Wharton grad and the founder of Jet.com. And he famously quoted that, the last product you'd ever want to sell on the internet is dog food. But I have to add in the caveat that he was referring to dog food as kibble being really low cost and very heavy and expensive to ship. And dog food as what Breed Science sells is a high quality premium product. It's fresh cooked. And so it's very different than what he was talking about, but nevertheless, it's kind of funny. So the way that we think about how those two things intersect is that we use technology to basically do the jobs that technology is good at, to leverage the information that's in veterinarian medical records and run the information in veterinary medical records through our algorithm to portion and curate and bundle nutrition products for individual animals. So we use technology to deliver the meaningful customization or individualization for nutrition for individual dogs.
That's awesome. It almost sounds. Did you get any requests through COVID for human food? Because that would be awesome. Just sending meals for every single meal. That's what I did. I was stuck in Ukraine when COVID started, and the infrastructure was so awesome that I could get freshly cooked, actually hot meals 3 times a day without leaving home. But it's just a joke. But my question is, can you talk us through what's the user journeys like? What the veterinarian is designing, or how do you help to design it? How's the ordering goes and how it lands in the bowl?
Sure. So we are not optimized for driving traffic to our website and converting traffic on our website like a normal D2C company, a direct consumer company. Though, if you go to our website and click Get Started, you would be able to have a nutritional consultation with our veterinarian, and they would set you up with our customized meal plans. But the primary user journey that we focus on is supporting brick and mortar vet clinics. And so a customer would make an appointment at their local vet clinic. They'd show up and they'd ask questions about nutrition, and the veterinarian would recommend, hey, have you thought about fresh food? I now have this tool where I can actually customize an individualized meal plan for little Ralphie and support little Ralphie in all the ways that makes Ralphie different than the next dog. And so the veterinarian would kind of articulate the differences and what they're going to do and set up for them. And then the user journey for the veterinarian is that they just go into their practice management software in their normal workflow that they use all day, every day. And inside the patient profile where they're writing their medical notes, they would just click on a breed science button. That would allow us to reach into the medical records, pull out all the relevant information about that animal, such as breed, age, weight, neutered status, activity level, body condition score, medical history. We run that through our algorithm, and then we curate which of our products is most appropriate for that animal. We suggest that to the veterinarian. How much of that product portioning is appropriate for that animal, we suggest it, and then we give the veterinarian an override ability to increase or decrease that amount based on their understanding of the patient. And then, of course, we give the veterinarian the ability to bundle base diets, which are fresh cooked, with supplement products such as hip and joint support for small or medium or large dogs, skin and coat support for small, medium, or large dogs, probiotic support. And then the custom bundle then is prepared on our side and shipped directly to the consumer.
So what is the business model like, just from business perspective? What is it for veterinarians? What is it for the customers? How much different it is? I assume it's a premium product
Yeah.
and it's higher in price. So what is the business model for the vets?
It is. The business model for the vets is that we pay vets a fee for passive management of the nutrition. So we contract with veterinarians as affiliates, and we offer our affiliates different tiers of pricing. So a gold or silver or bronze affiliate package would give them different access to different commission rates on recurring revenue. So the key and the beauty of this, the stakeholder being the vet practice owner or the vet clinic itself, is that they get access to recurring revenue, and they're being paid recurring revenue because they're managing the nutrition plan for their patient, the wellness product for their patient on an ongoing basis. And to the consumer, they're paying a subscription to the Breed Science product. So we don't price based on how much food we're shipping. Actually, we price on a flat price for all puppies are $7 a day. And then we price for adults at tiered by body size. And the reason why we do that is because we want veterinarians, when they're customizing the nutrition plan for their patients, to not think about a price impact on any change that they want to make to the meal plan. And so that decision actually causes a lot of operational complexity on our side, both in the technology and the operations of how our business model works. But we knew that that was right for veterinarians to remove the cost to the consumer changes, so that they're kind of making a decision based purely on what's right for the animal.
So Trey, let me see if I captured everything correctly. So you guys are doing DFAAS, so dog food as a service.
I think you're the first to coin that. I've not heard that before.
Good. Yeah. Well, I mean, me and Ivan have lived in this software as a service world. So sounds like dog food as a service. Sounds like there's something in it for the veterinarian, something in it for the pet, and something in it for the pet owner. So it seems like a win-win-win, which is really interesting. How's it going? What have the challenges been?
It's going really well. So we're super excited. We're receiving a lot of attention and excitement from the affiliate veterinarians that we're working with the customers that we're shipping. And I will say first, the fun and exciting part is that we're building these tools not only to enable veterinarians, we have built these tools not only to enable the veterinarian to customize meal plans, but also to track and manage nutrition on an ongoing basis. So that means that we're pushing nutrition and wellness information back into the medical records. So that veterinarians now, for the very first time, have a window into the wellness of the animal. And we're building that capability out with actually an activity tracker. So effectively, we'll be the first company to be linking calories in with calories out. We'll be the first company that's installing into the medical records weight plotted over time next to calories consumed over time next to activity over time. And so a veterinarian for the first time can kind of see these things in one place, can see a scorecard and a dashboard for these elements of what we consider the epigenetic factors that are really the drivers of longevity. And so that's what we're most excited about, where we're focused. And to answer your question about the challenges, it's about being a young company at a cold start, being in a space where veterinarians are used to selling therapeutic products, and we're talking about wellness products or healthy dogs. So they think about food in terms like clinical trials and medical claims and therapeutic products, and we're talking about a product that's not competing with a Royal Canin or a Hill Science product, for an irritable bowel patient. We're not competing with them for that sick dog. Breed sciences for healthy dogs, for promoting wellness. And so there's a little bit of a paradigm shift that we need to educate, our affiliates on and get them excited about. And of course, as I'm sure you two know, trying to change any little part of how a vet clinic operates is a monumental challenge. And so we're really focused on how we do that the right way and how we leverage the parts of the vet clinic operations that are really, really working for us, and how we try to, create the solutions or workarounds for those aspects that are more challenging.
Awesome. Sounds like you have the Big Mac and the Fitbit. And
That's right.
so what's the uptake? What's the footprint? And whatever you can share. I know that as a new company, you always don't want to be sharing too much, but what's the most successful clinic? Do you use metrics like conversion of their active client list from whatever they had to the breed science, or is there a metric on sort of total population of any sort of, well, maybe that in the hospital? What is success looks like in a hospital that is fully bought into it and is a good affiliate for you?
What success is looking like, and what we expect to be promoting to vet clinics when we seek that national platform is essentially a 10% increase to your bottom line. So the really cool thing is that we're offering recurring revenue to the vet clinic, a stream of recurring revenue that builds customer by customer, and that's mostly passive management. So it's recurring revenue decoupled from cost that flows to the pre-tax bottom line. We're really excited about that. We engineered it to be that way. And so far, the veterinarians that we work with are really, really excited about the impact that it can have to the overall business model for the vet clinic. Of course, the caveat there is that the vet clinic really needs to buy into this paradigm, really needs to make this a part of what they want to do and frankly, how they view themselves. And so the vet clinics that we align with very well are those that see the future of their business as increasingly oriented around wellness care and a tighter relationship with their pet parents, their clients, and having that pet parent come back more often. Those vet clinics who think about the future of their business and the future of vet care tend to be highly aligned with what we want to do and will be most successful with our model.
It's really cool, Trey. I mean, there's two things that are kind of burning questions for me with like 3 minutes left. The first one is like, you're writing back to the PIMS. How's that going?
It's going great so far. So we're really lucky to have strong relationships with the PIM provider, and that's really critical. And again, speaking back to when we're ready for getting to that national level, of course, when we talk about scale, part of our business model is the integration into the PIMS, and so that's going to become a much bigger part of what we do, and probably bring a lot more headaches along the way, as you know, and I know, Ivan's got a long history with PIMS. It's highly fragmented, and they all operate very differently. So far, really great, and we expect that that's going to be part of the set of challenges that we need to face when we get to that point of scale.
Yeah, that makes tons of sense. And then if there's listeners in our audience that are like, oh, I'd really like to do this. I'd really like to look into integrating this into my practice. How can they reach out to you? How can they get in touch?
Sure. So we're focused on a set of vet clinics and PIM providers right now, but for those vet clinics or veterinarians who reach out to us that want to be evangelists for promoting wellness with high quality fresh food nutrition with breed science, we can offer any veterinarian access to our web platform, but the integration into their PIM, whichever PIM it may be, if we're not already there, will take time. But of course, we can offer them access to our PIM today. And so all they have to do is go to our website and sign up there, and we'll get them rolling.
And then the last question is the science, right? It's in your name. So, our dog's life's just going to continue to get better with fresh fruit products like yours. And what's the science backing the work that you guys are doing?
Sure. So early stage startup again, and our mission is to help dogs live longer, healthier lives, and we are committed to participating in creating science in the future. But as an early stage startup, creating our own science was not a part of our early stage journey. What we did was identify the science that exists, but wasn't being leveraged in the nutrition or the dog food industry. For example, to me, the most powerful of which is the power of portioning. This science exists, not just in dogs, also in humans, the power of portioning. And in particular, in dogs, one study that really shook me was a study that found that on average, Labrador retrievers could live 2 years longer if their portions were optimized or constrained as compared to the control group. And so to me, that really spoke to the degree to which nutrition can play a role in longevity. And so we built Breed Science to be basically built on the pillars of the two epigenetic factors that drive longevity. That's diet and that's exercise. And there's a lot of science that supports the decisions that we've made. But in the future, we certainly intend on creating our own science to validate certainly what we're doing and how we can participate in the frontier of nutrition.
I think, sounds like a no-brainer, portion control, and we could all use that. So that's, I think, not only in the pet food. We blew through 20 minutes as we usually do. We always ask two questions at the end of the show. Is there a book, TED Talk, video, YouTube, something that you heard or read recently that inspired you and you want to share with the audience?
Yes, there's two books. My Wharton professor and first investor, Peter Fader, wrote a brilliant book. This is for the business minds, not at all related to vet clinics, although the learnings there can be brought over to the vet clinic business as well. And the book is called Customer Centricity. There's actually a series of them, but the one to start with is called Customer Centricity. And it's just thinking about being a customer-oriented company or organization, as opposed to a product oriented organization. And then the second book that I want to bring up had a really big impact on me. And that book is called The Forever Dog. And the learnings from that book mapped very well to what Breed Science has been building for the past few years.
Great. And then the last question is another innovator that you think we should invite to the show.
So I am a big believer in the power of microbiome diagnostic testing. And Breed Science is committed to exploring the link between nutrition and microbiome diagnostic testing to the extent that we want to use microbiome testing in our ability to customize for the individual. And there's one person in particular, actually a couple, and it's Carlton Osborne and his wife, Hallie Gantz. Carlton is the CEO of Animal Biome, and Carlton is just a wealth of knowledge about the microbiome. And they've really been on the frontier of the role that microbiome is playing in our understanding of nutrition and its impact on nutrition. And so I'm a big cheerleader for Animal Biome and for Carlton, and can't say enough about those two.
Thank you so much for listening to the Veterinary Innovation Podcast. If you want to hear about our new episodes, please follow us on any social media channel. Also, you can check out our website at veterinaryinnovationpodcast.com. See you next week.